Welcome to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with my brother, Andre Jalil, the Cuzzo, Rick the Ruler, diehard Knicks podcast host, Erie, Danny Star, Aiden, Donahue of the Knicks Community Podcast, and State was here, and he just now disappeared, of the State of the New York Knicks podcast. Is he back? He's back.
Nah, I can hear you.
State,
Hey, what's
you
up,
back?
bro?
Okay. State. And here's State of the New York Knicks, Slizzy take of the State of the New York Knicks podcast. So we're here to talk about some more Knicks stuff today. We're gonna start with you know, what the banner says, which is Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson. So as you know, or I guess if you haven't known, my man Aiden posted it on Instagram, but here's the clip of it here. It says the New York Knicks are open to extending Mitchell Robinson as long as it's not crazy. I don't know, that sounds kind of weird as a source. But league insiders consider Robinson's current value, given his injury riddled past, more in the 4-year, $44 million range. So that puts Mitchell Robinson in the range of what was that, about 11 million per, about 11 million per year. My bad to the guys in the middle. Apologize.
All right.
It might happen, a little bit more often. But so how do you guys feel? What do you guys feel about that range, that contract? Do you think we should extend Mitch? Trey, what you feel about that?
It doesn't sound anything crazy. Who was that guy on the Celtics that just got that when he got 45?
54, Robert
54?
Williams. Yeah.
Robert
Yeah.
Williams.
54. I don't even know who the guy is. He got 54. So,
Mhm.
I mean, Mitchell Robinson, if he continues to get injured and he plays 40 games a season, that sounds about right. 11 million a year. That's nothing to be. That's way better than his rookie contract.
Did you say 40 games a season?
I'm just saying, if that.
He might play 40 games a season?
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what it seemed like we getting. I just picked a random number.
Nah, that's
I'm
less
just
than
saying.
half. That's
Huh?
less than half. I'm not paying you 11 million to play less than half.
But you're not paying him to play 40 games a season, but that's probably what you're gonna get. I mean, if the injuries continue,
Right.
you're hoping you could get 60 games at least out of the dude. It'd be a miracle for him to get. I don't even think it's possible he'd get every game. You get an 82 game season out of the dude. But he's bulking up. I hope that he used that bulk and he start posting up. And if he used that jump shot we've seen in the offseason every now and again, if he spread the floor a little bit, nothing crazy, but here and there.
I mean, if they bring Mitch in the front office and he knows he's only gonna play 40 games a year, and they talking about 11, 12 million, you're gonna look at them like, yo, give me, I'll take that.
Nobody's playing all their games though, man. Like that's
Nah,
the other side.
yeah. Hope, but you trying to
Did
aim
you see
that
that thing I sent you about
nothing lower
Kyrie? How
than
many games he played? How many games he missed?
27%. He's missed 27% of his games since college.
Yeah,
which
man,
is
he's getting max contracts and he ain't playing on like these dudes getting DMPs. They're getting rest games.
I was a Knicks fan. I mean, a Duke fan. I'm still a Duke fan. But I was a Knicks fan during the time that Kyrie was there, and he literally played like 9 games, and that was it. I didn't give the rest of it.
It's outrageous.
But Rick, how about you? What do you feel about the contract? Should we extend Mitch?
I mean, I like what he gives us, but like Dre said, man, he needs to score. The blocks are great. The positioning that makes his offensive spot up change their shot and alter and make bad passes. I love that, but he doesn't score unless it's a lob or a putback. If you even see a putback, but 11 million is not bad. I think that's exactly what they said. Like he gets injured often, so I'm sure they would give him more if he was healthy throughout the season. So
Right. I agree. Like we said, hopefully this year was just an anomaly with the injuries, because a back-to-back injury like that, that you don't expect. If one of those, okay, cool. But for them to be back to back, that really made him look like he was just injury prone. Like, you know what I mean, in one season. Um, but Eru, how about you? You feel about Mitch? Should we extend him? How's that contract looking to you?
Well, I was telling Dre, man, that, that I had like a 3 hour argument the other day with another on my show about the same subject. So I just want to draw the attention to Robert Williams. Same years, 3 year. He's 3 year pro. Robin had 8 points, just about 7 rebounds, 1.8 blocks. You know what I'm saying? But he's also like 6'8". He's a center, and they decided to pay him $13 million a year. You know what I'm saying? So if he's getting $13 million a year, then Mitchell Robinson's people is going to look at the $44 million over 4 years and be like, get out of here, because Mitchell Robinson is 7'1". So the Celtics set the market. That's what I don't want to do. That's why I'm saying all this. I don't want to set the market. This guy in the Celtics is only 6'8" and he plays center. So what do you think Mitchell Robinson is going to ask for now? So that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to pay Mitchell Robinson no more than 12. If they really want him, it's not my money. They can give him a little bit more. But this 4 year contract stuff, overpaying guys for guys that are just giving you 8 and 7 and 2 blocks, I don't think that's good, because Julius Randle just gave up 10 mil. He just gave up an extra 10 mil just off of GP. So we're gonna take that 10 mil and give it to Mitchell Robinson and make him a $20 million player, just because. I don't think that's right. But $11 million, I agree with that. I like 11 million.
If he doesn't get anything close to or more than what Robert Williams got, he's definitely gonna fire his agent like he's done the rest of them.
Well, this is the season for him to show and prove. That's basically what this season is. That's why they ain't extended already. He got to show and prove first.
I'm
see how he does this.
Yeah. And it sounds like the office is on the same wave as you, Ebro. Like they said, if it's not crazy, they'll be happy to extend him.
If it's not crazy, right? Yeah.
Because the problem is he can't create his own shot. So I mean, if he had like a little basic moves, not something so dramatic, but if he just had basic moves, then I say, okay, listen, we got to get him. $13 million will be like my stretch.
Well, I mean, you also have to look at the fact that his goal is to become Defensive Player of the Year. So he's looking to get anything near the Rudy Gobert, kind of contract. That's what he's looking for.
$45 million.
Not right now. I'm saying that's what he aims to get.
That's the next contract.
Yeah, that's the next contract, not this one. So that's what Mitch is. If he doesn't get anything close to what he thinks he deserves, I see him.
Get to state. He got his arms crossed. He can't wait. Look,
he can't stand that. We're gonna go on order of how everyone got here.
Yeah, I'm good. I actually want to hear what you guys say, honestly.
Oh man,
bro, nah. With all due respect, bro.
Mute his mic.
That's mad funny. I was looking for a computer with a camera that got a good value, but I searched like 2 hospital buildings already, so I just can't.
Good. I hear you.
No, you good. You good, bro. So Aiden, how about you? How's Mitch looking? The Mitch contract looking to you, and do you think we should extend Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty nice contract. I mean, just for what he's kind of given us now. I mean, I just think like if we got like a Miles Turner kind of guy, it'd be a little bit of a different story. But yeah, I mean, just kind of like what we're all saying, like, he's doing pickup games in the summers, posting on his IG stories, shooting off the dribble threes, and then he's not bringing them into the league. So at the same time, you got to just be like, what are you doing?
It's the coach.
The coach?
I'm not blaming the coach, bro.
Stop! No way.
It may be that. This is like the third coach he's had, bro. I'm not giving him the coach excuse because number one is this is what bothers me about all of those things that he posts in the offseason. Why is it that you can post all of those moves that we never see, but we never see you doing post moves? You know what I'm saying? We don't see you doing any of that during the offseason. The
It's
moves
just
that we
crazy,
really
man.
need you to do during the game.
Yeah.
Just get your own shot at 5 feet. That's it. That's what
He's out there playing with Aiden. He's out there playing with Aiden and Aiden's friends. Shooting
No,
threes.
no,
and
no,
stuff.
no, no. If he was out me, he wouldn't get anywhere. I'll tell you that. I'll walk him up like Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, you see what they did
Yo,
to
he's not
Patrick
getting
Beverly,
nowhere.
boy.
Oh,
Shipped
they
him
did
all
him
over the
dirty.
league. They did him real dirty. He was like, "Yo, I'm looking forward to playing." Where they sent him first to Memphis.
Yeah, and
Like,
I don't even know where he is now.
Yeah, they sent him to
I think Minnesota, right?
They sent him to
Yeah.
Memphis. He was like looking
Yeah.
forward to playing for Memphis. And then they sent him to Minnesota. He was like, "All right, we're gonna do some work in Minnesota." Like, shut up, dude.
Crazy.
He had a real estate agent and everything in Memphis.
Yeah,
He's
Now
just
you gotta
mad
go
he
to Minnesota.
couldn't delete the tweet. He'd be like, damn, I already tweeted it.
yeah.
Right.
All right, so State, my man,
What's up, bro?
with the scroll going on in the phone. So how you feel
So-
with Mitch?
As I listen to all y'all talk,
Mhm.
all I could think about is Nerlens Noel contract and Julius Randle contract. There's no way in hell I want to see the Knicks. Now, mind you, I have no problem. Look, Die Hard already.
I didn't say nothing.
I have no problem with extending Mitch. But neither Mitch, Randall, or Nerlens Noel, none of those guys are superstars to me in my eyes. So that means you're willing to put how much Randall makes? 27 million? Okay, let's add up Nerlens' contract. What's that? 10 million? So that's 37 million. What we gonna pay Mitch? 12 to 13 million? That's 13. So you got 50 million in your front court. And none of those guys are superstars. Julius Randle, he good with me. He's a star. He's a great player. But that's too much money allocated in the front court when it's a guard wing league. I could understand if we had a superstar point guard like Trae Young or John Morant, and then I will be all in on extending Mitch like right now. But I'm kind of like iffy on it. I don't mind us extending Mitch, but that's just too much money in the front court.
But
And
don't you
just in my
believe that RJ Barrett is a star?
He believes he's already a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, hold on.
He believes he's already a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, tell him, Aiden.
Let's stop.
Wait. You just bet John Morant, but isn't RJ Barrett that guy?
No, but the reason
Aren't we looking for Hall of Famers from the top 3 picks?
Nah. Come on, Aiden. The only reason I bring up John Morant because it's just basically team building, right? We don't have no franchise. We don't have no superstar point guard. So since we don't have a superstar point guard at the moment, I don't see the point in us allocating $50 million plus into the front court. Now, if they do extend Mitch, the question I got to present to the panel, somebody got to go, Mitch or Nerlens, because that's just too much money in the front court.
Well, I mean, don't they have to spend X amount of dollars? You know what I mean? Because you might be right, but don't they have to spend that money?
No. Not.
Yo, they gave Nerlens Noel 45 by himself. So the players in this league are making,
In this sense, the extension will count towards next year's contract. You know what I'm saying? Next year's I guess books. So technically, it wouldn't really hit this year. You know what I'm saying? Like that hard, he would just finish out what he was supposed to get paid this year, which is I think around 1.8 mil he's getting, something like that.
Yeah.
And then next year, whatever he agrees to it within the contract extension will kick in. But me head over to the chat real quick. Shout out to my boy Joe. Joe says, of course, if if the Knicks want Mitch, they need to offer an extension now because you never know what somebody will offer him in the open market. So I mean,
wait, hold on, Apollo, real quick. Yo, Dahar, remember what I told you like 3 months ago about Mitchell Robinson hitting the open market? And I said to you, yo, Mitch hit the open market. He's guaranteed 70 million. Guaranteed 70 million. If
I heard you. He did mention it on the podcast, but then I said like this. I shut that down as soon as you said it.
So Apollo, right? Now going back to the point when we talk about Mitchell Robinson, we gotta extend him now. Like you can't let him hit the open market.
But don't they want Miles Turner?
I don't want no.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really?
Like, I'm not gonna go for Miles Turner
I'm good.
right now.
You can
Like,
shoot.
especially in a trade. If he was a free agent, yeah. I'll talk to him. But
But-
I'm not trading any assets for Miles Turner at this point.
Well, my question is to State.
Mhm.
If he's guaranteed 70 on the open market, but you don't want to pay him that, so what do we do? Let him go?
No, I would pay him. I would pay him the 4 year.
He's saying do it now.
Right now. As for right
Yeah.
now, I would pay him the 4 year, 44 million because it's a value deal. But what makes me like, I don't really want to do that because we already paid Nerlens, who does
Yeah,
this.
but you can trade him.
Huh? We can, but just thinking about the cap situation, we already got Nerlens for 10 million. So you're gonna pay Mitch 12 million, and they basically do the same thing. And then you got Julius Randle who makes 27 million. That's redundant to me.
So here's what I think might happen, right? And
Uh-huh.
you know, I don't have like the numbers as far as what the Knicks are gonna do, but I feel like, especially depending on what the Knicks do this year, if the Knicks end up being like a 4th seed and we end up going a little deeper in the playoffs, I think they're gonna keep the team the same pretty much.
Nah,
You know
man.
They're
I
already
think that's-
doing that.
Huh?
They're already doing that.
And that's what I'm saying. So they already lined it up so that they can have these guys, you know what I mean? And then if things go according to plan, they're gonna keep them. If they bust, they're gonna be like, all right, we gotta move some things around, get some people. They're gonna try to get Carl Anthony Towns in there. And if they do that, they don't care about either Nerlens or Mitch.
Not for nothing. Every player on the roster is on a cheap deal. Everybody's is on like
Yeah, pretty
a
much
deal
the
that they
whole
could
squad
have
is
gotten.
cheap.
Yeah, the whole squad is cheap. Look at what we got for Kemba.
Right.
You know, Kemba, you want to talk about star point guard? He averaged 20 and 5 for like the last 5 years, 6
Come on,
years.
State, you don't think, because you said that we don't have a star, but you don't think Kemba's a star?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that was
He
my
said
that's what I was thinking.
He said superstar. He said superstar.
That's a superstar. We don't got a superstar point guard. That's the reason why I wouldn't
Yeah,
put.
you don't see Kemba's chain?
I mean, Kemba. I can't say nothing bad about Kemba.
He's not a superstar point guard. He's an all-star point guard. You're not a superstar.
Yeah.
He's an all-star.
The reason why I say, but also because, you know, I don't know if he's a superstar. A lot of these superstar point guards ain't winning, number one.
I mean,
No matter
because
what.
they're the best player on the team, and that's the problem. That's the problem usually because I think they said Michael Jordan. The reason why Michael Jordan was considered the greatest ever because he was one of the first like guards to be the best player and lead their team without having a true big man. You know what I'm saying? Or dominant big man. And that was, you know, that's kind of what it is. You know what I mean? Like right now, you see a lot of these guards, if they're the best player in their team, if they don't have a good team around them, they don't do well. You know what I mean?
So check it out. Like you look at Stephen Curry, who I kind of always, what I didn't like about Kevin Durant being over there when they won is that Stephen Curry, as good as he is, never got the MVP for in those finals when they won.
Because he played with 2 Hall of Fame wings and Dre and Clay and RJ Iguodala.
Right. So my point is, you know, whatever, he might be right, you know, but it's
No.
arguable.
I'm gonna be honest, and this is before my bad. Just hold that real quick, just so you remember what you're gonna say. From what I've seen in those final situations, I've seen Steph Curry honestly just wasn't making a lot of shots as he was previously, and that's just during the finals. And that's it. Yeah, but if you look at it historically, during the finals, he doesn't play well, and but having him on the floor is deadly because when he does hit, you know, he's gonna go in his runs. But if you look at his overall numbers in the finals, and I'm a huge Steph Curry fan.
Yo, is Chauncey Billups the last point guard to get the MVP in the finals?
Tony Parker.
Who was it?
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker was
Tony
the last
Parker.
one. Because a lot of times, like the point guard, and my point is, for the Knicks, like if we was having the point guard we had last year, Kemba Walker, like for the Knicks, is like a star. To have somebody like that, because I always said we didn't need to have a star for the Knicks to be great. We just needed a point guard. And like Joshua told me before and he said he made a point that Kemba Walker's like a shooting guard in the point guard's body. You know, he's not like the
So I'm Joshua, by the way, guys.
He's using government names and stuff.
I said Joshua.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
the feds are
Apollo.
watching, man.
My bad, Cat.
I got a lot of aliases.
But you know, like we don't need the point guard to be the greatest. You know, we need somebody to space the floor that know how to move. I mean, I'm excited because he's dangerous. He could get in that paint. He could get the ball, shoot the ball out to a lot of different guys. So I just think that his position for the Knicks, I can't say he's a star like you said, State, but
Nah,
He's not a superstar, but he doesn't need to be either.
He's
So
right.
as far as that contract is concerned, like I feel like Mitchell Robinson is in a position. I don't know if the injuries are his fault or whatever the case may be. This is the year to show and prove whether he works on his body, a post game, an occasional three, which you said is coaching, which I actually agree. I think the coach probably like, yo, chill. Don't be launching them shits unless I tell you got the green light. Like, you know what I mean? So especially if he ain't been shooting the
That's
game,
probably the
he
exact
never lets him
verbiage.
go.
That's probably the exact verbiage that the Tom Thibodeau says.
Yeah, Tom Thibodeau said, yo, don't be
Don't be
launching
launching
them
them
shits.
Don't be launching them shits like that.
hey, Mitch, don't be launching them shits.
Yeah, so soon as Mitch be like, oh.
No, but I think y'all are acting a little crazy. Kemba's not a star.
I
No,
think he's a star.
He's an all-star.
Yeah, 20
He's an all-star. I said
So
that.
why
He's
we
an
acting
all-star.
like,
He's not a
oh,
superstar.
okay, he's not a star. Like, yo, I am super excited to have
No,
someone.
we're talking about not a superstar. I think.
But yeah,
That's
right.
because
How many
he's
superstars are
he's
there?
not a superstar, but I'm like, we don't need him to be.
He's not, and that's a good thing, and that's why I like it. Like, we don't need a Steph Curry, we don't need a Dame, because
But
they
it's
would
still his
automatically be.
Yo,
Yeah,
but
no,
the price of a brick goes up though because superstars are like $50-something million a year.
Right.
Let me catch myself, because people are gonna try to chew me up because I said that. I'm not saying that we don't need and don't want a Dame or a Steph Curry. Chill out. What I'm saying in this situation, they start to get crazy. But I'm saying in this situation, especially monetarily, getting paid what 8-9 million a year, not necessarily being a superstar, because that means everything has to run through you. And like Trae Young, you see how far that goes. You know what I'm saying? As good as he can be as the best player on that team, once you get to a certain level, you know what I'm saying? Even if he went to the finals, I don't think they probably would have won. You know what I'm saying? Just because of just how, you have to have more than just a point guard be the best player on your team. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say that you don't need those kind of players. In this kind of situation, given the salary and the ability that Kemba Walker has, if he does play up to his all-star level, you know what I'm saying? And that's way better.
So check it, Cat.
Since Steph.
Check it, Cat. Jelani said in two different joints on over here in the chat. He said the Knicks need a go-to player. He said we don't have that yet. But I disagree, because he said even with Kemba. Reason why I disagree is because they call him Cardiac Kemba, because he's the guy you go to in the club. You know what I'm saying? Those games that we've been nervous about Julius Randle, and it's like he scored, and we're like, oh God, please God, and you're like, please don't run into the paint. And so now putting it in a point guard's hands is a situation I'd much rather be in. I think he is a go-to player. He may not be the.
He's 20-5.
Am I missing something about Kemba?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
he's not a go-to player.
He definitely is.
He's
He
20-5 for like the last 6 years.
He's a go-to player.
He's definitely a go-to player. That's why I said this is Kemba's team.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I think what he means is like that a superstar. You can have a couple go-to players on a championship team. That's what you need actually to win a championship.
Do you know how much Trae Young is making? Trae Young is making 20. He's going to make 29 million starting the 22-23 season. And then that tops off at 39 million way out in 2026. So that's the price of a superstar player. Superstar players is going to take up the whole price of our backcourt right now.
But
just
look,
one player.
As you're saying, if you add Trae Young to, well, just keep him where he is. You talk about that contract. How easy is it to build around that contract? It's extremely difficult. Look at Steph Curry. The only reason why the Warriors went on the run that they went on is because of the contract that he had, which was based off of what? The fact that he started off his career injury riddled. That's the only reason why he was able to have that contract. And that is rare. It's rare that that's ever going to happen for a player of his caliber to be paid as low as he was getting paid. And that it doesn't happen like that. So this is kind of, going back to what Eru was saying, it's just a lot of money to put into a player.
Here's the other point of your point guard or somebody like Kemba being your go-to player. What makes him dangerous is that defenses. I don't know if they're gonna run around and do the zone on us anymore, or if they're gonna do that like they were doing last year when you got a guy who's our point guard who can't really handle the rock and can't shoot, and he's not dangerous doing anything in particular. But when you have a guy like Kemba, what happens is now he goes in the paint. He's dangerous. He can knock down a shot. You got to play him up. If he gets into the paint, he doesn't have to score. You know what I'm saying? If you got R.J. Barrett over there, if you got Evan Fournier over there, you know what I'm saying? These guys can shoot. then that makes him super dangerous. And here's the go-to guy, but the go-to guy delivers the ball when he's supposed to as the point guard. What he said? How many
Jelani
wins
says
did he get?
but how many wins did he get as a go-to player? Go-to players win games while making the team better. Kemba got that in his bag. This is the environment to prove that. The other teams, because I understand what he's saying. Because when he was on Charlotte, he was showing out. But how often did they go to the playoffs?
Yeah.
You
4
can't put that
times,
on one
4
player.
years
That's
he
almost
went.
like one of them
But
things.
this is exactly what I'm saying. He needed more than that. You can be a go-to player, and that's what I'm saying. That's what separates you from being a superstar. That's what he's saying. That's what he's
He
saying.
went 4 years straight though. Not straight,
No,
but
no,
he
no,
went
no.
4 years to the playoffs.
He can be a go-to player situationally. If you put him on any of the best teams in the league right now, is he the go-to player? And that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
So let me say, Jelani, is CP3 a go-to player? How often has he won? This is the longest he's ever. This is the deepest he ever got in the playoffs. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna be honest with you.
Let's look at
Suns. The
My
Suns.
question is,
I
how
wouldn't.
many
I wouldn't.
all-star point guards are there? How many all-star point? I mean, are there enough to go around for every single
Let's
team?
look
Like,
at Russell. Let's look at Russell Westbrook, triple double.
No, look.
Has he ever gotten a championship? The closest he got OKC, right? So we see that it all depends on who you play with and how. It's not. You can't ever blame Russell Westbrook. Then you look at what's my man with the Blazers? Why am I drawing the blank on his name? Dang. You know what I'm saying? These dudes are not these point guards are not leading teams to championship. These great basketball players, these point guards. So go-to player, Dame is a go-to player, and they didn't get him a championship.
But it's kind of not fair that to put that pressure on him because when he went to Boston, they won. They played 17 games in the entire playoffs. They didn't win the championship, but they went deep in the playoffs, 17 games. That year he had Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, and all three of those guys basically averaged 20 points. Tatum averaged 23, Jaylen Brown averaged 20, Gordon Hayward averaged 17, and Kemba himself averaged 20. So he had a decent squad there. So it's not really all on him to do everything.
Didn't the first year when they were in Boston, they went to the conference finals against who was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't they play like LeBron one year? Like who were they playing?
That was the year that they played 17 games in the playoffs.
Yeah, they went against the Heat. They went against the Heat and they lost against the Heat in the conference finals. So and that was with Kemba when he was healthy. That was when and I've been listening to a lot of other podcasts talking about. Listen,
me too, man. Me too.
I was listening to a lot of other podcasts about Kemba's situation in Boston, and it really wasn't as bad as it was painted because it was just a lot of injuries, not just with Kemba, but with the entire team, which caused Kemba to play more than 30 minutes a game, which is what you don't want. You know what I'm saying? And that's an issue, and we clearly know how important our point guard situation is because you have, you have Derrick Rose behind Kemba Walker, so you can split minutes with those two, which helps them in terms of it helps them in terms of minutes usage and stuff like that. But then you bring Deuce McBride and you still have Quickly, so they know that they might have injuries with these guys, and they might miss time, so they've stacked a lot of point guards to fill that because they don't want to be caught in a situation where they were last year, where they literally had, what I'm saying, he was either Alfred or Frank Ntilikina after Derrick Rose.
This is what I'm saying. I feel like we're talking about Kemba like it's a problem. Like we went from Alfred Payton to Kemba Walker. Like I feel like we just jumped 20 levels.
Yeah.
And we're talking about him not being a go-to player. Like I don't even understand this conversation right now.
So
I would rather the ball in his hands than anybody else on the team right now.
Anybody else?
Like the all-star that we had last year, when he had the ball in the last minute game scenarios, he missed.
Oh, don't even.
Now we got Kemba on the squad. I want the ball in his hands. Like I agree with Dre. Like it's his team.
This is his team.
Automatically.
So listen to everything which I say.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. You've been trying to talk for a minute. My bad, G.
I love Kemba.
CP3.
His knees ain't
Damon.
shot. That's my only thing. But the main thing is who's going to be the one option next season. I like Mitch. Mitch should automatically get 12 to 15 points easy.
Option where? The option for what?
Huh?
Option
the number
for
one option.
Like, who's going to be the number one option in the offense? Or is it going to be
It's
equal
Kemba.
opportunity?
That's a question.
It's Kemba.
It got to be a question
Without a doubt.
because
No,
our
it's Kemba
coach,
without a doubt.
hold on, our coach is 63 years old. He wants to win his way. He don't like to win no other way, and he basically led the league in isolation basketball last season.
Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier is going to be on the.
But I mean, he had to have everybody doing isolation because look who was there. You're gonna give the ball to Reggie Bullock? Let's run a play for Reggie Bullock. Like
It
Reggie
worked-
Bullock can't
it
do
worked-
nothing. Let's run a play
It
for
worked
Alpha
at
Payton.
times. It worked at times, Bullock. Worked
I know,
at
but you cannot run a
Yeah,
play for
it was-
him. You can't even run a curl play for him.
It was 50-50.
No.
Hold up, State. What you
can't
mean?
tell
Who's the
me you're
number one
comfortable
option? Who's the
with
number
Bullock
one
in
option in your mind?
I don't know. That's up to Coach Tibbs.
Why are we talking about the number one option when now we have so many options?
Absolutely.
This
I
is
don't
exactly
understand it. I
boom.
don't understand
This
the
is exactly the point because Dre said, is CP3 a go-to option? Yes, he is a
can be.
go-to option. He can be, and this is the point. They got to the finals because they had more than one go-to option. And this is what I'm saying. Kemba could be a go-to option and get us somewhere. If he was the only go-to option, i.e. Charlotte, you see what that gets you. When he was the third go-to option in Boston, they went to the conference finals.
But here's the thing: realistically, this is a matchup game. It doesn't have to be Kemba every night. It doesn't have to be. It could be RJ. It could be who's got the hot hand.
Right.
It could be what the matchup is. It all depends on the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
If Kemba Walker's playing against a 6'5" point guard, like I was naming 76ers, where he may not be there very long.
Ben Simmons.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct,
like
Simmons.
Ben Simmons, that might not be a good matchup for him at the end of the game or whatever the case. Mm-hmm. Fournier might have a favorable matchup. RJ Barrett might have a favorable matchup. So, like on paper, of course, it looks like it's Kemba's team, automatic. You know what I mean? 4-time All-Star, cardiac Kemba. He's clutch, already proven that. Just not here in New York, but he's busting New York's ass when he was here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? A bunch of different times. If you look at his highlight reel, you see that he's been busting Nick's ass a bunch of times. But it's a matchup game. At the end of the game, like you said, Aiden, this is about many of options. I like the Evan Fournier option. I like RJ Barrett if RJ Barrett shows up on most nights or whatever the case may be. We have a deep team off the bench. Our bench sometimes was out playing our starters. That may still happen. I think Thibodeau is the type of coach. If we get down to the end of the game and it's crunch time and the bench is playing better, he's gonna leave D Rose and quickly in there and let them finish if that's a favorable matchup.
Yeah.
Whatever the case. Foul trouble, different things. There's a lot of different ways that I feel like, they're gonna have to adjust on the fly.
When it comes to options,
I don't know if that's. I think he is who he is. Like I hear you, he's an old timer, and he gonna stick with.
But we got four guys that all those guys last year averaged 17, at least 17 points a game. Julius Randle averaged 20 something. Kemba averaged 20. RJ Barrett averaged 17. We think he's gonna ascend, right? Fournier averaged 17 and 3 for 5 straight years. So I mean, he's still got something left in the tank too. So we got four guys that really can play basketball. And I didn't even say Derrick Rose, and I didn't say Burke because Burke held us down for a minute. Right. And then also, Quickly's there. Yep. Quickly's there too. So I'm looking at other teams like how they guarding us, fam.
Yeah, we got a lot of options, and that was it was mastery. It was mastery. It was mastery. If you look at how they went in the off season, they really fixed all of their holes. You know what I'm saying? And they did it without really spending a lot of money. Especially, wow.
That's, I'm the pause master. They
filled a lot of their voids. So we're gonna be professional.
Still problematic, man. Still a little problematic.
Come on, man. Listen, you can't force that one in there. You force that one in there, you might have to get Anyway, so see, this is why I tried to stop. I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
I don't know.
You caught me on
You said something crazy.
He said,
you're forcing in the holes now. Oh my god!
Listen. I was saying that. Listen, I was just saying that the front office fixed a lot of our problems. God, y'all are wilding in here.
Boy,
he from Harlem. He from home,
Yeah.
so you know he's
Let me
going
get that.
crazy over there. Look. Let's see his
Let me get
reaction.
the hand sanitizer going on.
We got a
man.
bunch. We got a bunch of New Yorkers in here, so you know the pause is going crazy. I ain't even looking at the chat right now. Anyway,
Where's my hand sanitizer?
I ain't even gonna watch y'all go crazy right now. Anyway, the front office fixed a lot of our problems last year, and in the playoffs, the glaring issue with us was we had nobody to put the ball in the basket. It's just that simple.
And Tibbs forgot how to coach.
I mean, listen, bro. I hear you, but every single time Tibbs had more than one guy that knew how to put the ball in the basket, he's done well. And even with that, we played very, we didn't play well, but we played as well as we could, because the other team, the Hawks, they just knew what to do. The same way I would have defended us if I was going against us. Listen,
Regular
double
Tibbs,
team,
though.
double team Julius Randle, bro. That's it. Just double team Julius Randle. So, yeah, I'm not too mad at what happened. I'm not gonna blame Tibbs. I'm looking forward to what he's gonna be able to do with all of these extra options that he has now. Like I said, we had nobody outside of Alec Burks that could hit a shot. And once game one went down, and it was like, oh, he's gonna drop 27. After that, it was like, all right, there's no more of that. And there was literally no more of that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else could hit a bucket.
Speaking of options,
speaking of options,
we still got Kevin in there.
Listen, man.
Get out.
Kevin's the king of New York.
Hey,
Kevin's the king of New York.
Oh, look at that.
there you go. He in the peas.
King of New York. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. How y'all feeling about Kevin Knox? He's making what is he
not
making?
feeling Kevin Knox.
Clearly, I know you're not feeling Kevin Knox. He's making 5 mil this year. Nothing has happened yet. I think he's eligible for a qualifying offer of 7.9 million, which just makes him a restricted free agent for another year. What do you think? Because at the same token that Kevin Knox has been a little bit disappointing, we still don't have a strong wing rotation.
Yeah.
So, given that, and they're going to try to make Knox a strong one of our key wings if he's going to be making 5.8 million and they can't trade him. They got to do something with him. They got to up his value. How do you guys feel about Kevin Knox, Drake?
I would love to say that Kevin Knox would be a trade piece, but I don't even know if he'd be like a really. They have to run him. They have to give him minutes for him to say that
he's not getting any. He's not getting any.
He's not getting any minutes.
He ain't getting any minutes, so they're gonna have to just drop him.
Yo, see, that is so ridiculous that they could not find a trade partner for him. So you benched him, he had splinters on the bench. You played Alec Burks.
Was that a problem though?
No, hold on.
Yeah, Alec Burks was a closer for us.
No, he didn't close against the Hawks. So you resigned.
We don't get to the Hawks unless Burke does what he does.
I hope y'all got the same energy next season.
But Knox is not getting us to the playoffs.
You like Knox?
I hope you do.
You saying you like Knox?
Knox, he could go. Burks, he could go. Nerlens.
Yo, stay. Hold on, bro. Stay.
Tone it down.
Hold on.
Not Burks did, but he a trade asset in my eyes.
Hold on. I need to know something. In the span of about 5 months, what happened between you and Knox? Because you was definitely like his biggest supporter in like April. Nah, I ain't gonna say April. It might have been January. I say.
You see the guy in the upper right corner?
Oh, he brought you to the light.
He got down.
Okay, cool.
It's like he keeps punching me in the head, talking about being Knox is trash.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, wake up, boy."
It's not fair to call a guy trash, though. I don't like to do that. I'm trying to stay away from that. But just we can't use him though. We can't use him. We literally got like 14 dudes that I would play over Kevin Knox at this point.
Everybody plays before Knox.
Yeah.
Just because there's one person in Knox's way, Kevin Knox.
Y'all would be
Yeah.
so glad.
He don't have the motor.
I know he's gonna leave here. Watch, he's gonna leave here.
And be nice.
Watch,
Yeah.
watch, and
Yo,
I'm gonna be mad as hell.
It always
He's going to
happens.
be in the Hall of Fame of the Fortnite. He's going to be in the Fortnite Hall of Fame once he leaves the Knicks, man.
Yo, he don't got the attitude. He
No
don't got the
problem.
drive. He don't. Just nothing about him. Just he's
Yo,
not.
even when he practices, he don't practice hard. He just like kind of like like they hitting him with the
Yo, 2 minutes.
little pad. And he's like, ow.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's just shooting a little jump
We
shot.
spoke about that. We spoke about that. He looking like like I'm a big proponent.
That's
of
what you said, yeah.
You practice. You got to practice the way you're supposed to play. You know what I'm saying? You practice at game speed. Anyone who's played basketball on any team knows that when you practice basketball, you practice at game speed. I hate when I see people do the practice move. They do the crossover and they do the hard cross. You spent more energy on the crossover than you did on the layup. Nah, you got to finish, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing all these crossovers and he's like at the rim because how often are you gonna be wide open at the rim after you do a crossover, Kevin Knox? Let's be honest. With your handle, how often are you gonna be open when you get to the rim?
Yo, not for nothing. He does a good job in pick and roll situations. If you look at tape and stuff like that, people have made shows about that. But the thing about it is, like you're saying with the whole practice thing, he got a do-rag on. The do-rag, it looked fresh. It looked like it just came out the pack. You know what I'm saying? And he's looked like he's been exercising for like an hour and change, and it's not one drop of sweat on a do-rag. Yo, that tells me everything I need to know.
He threw it on because he knew the cameras was on. That's what happened. He said, "I gotta look fresh for New York and throw the do-rag on real quick."
Yeah,
Really they didn't really do him no justice. He was like, "Yo, you still playing soft, bro." But anyway, so Rick, how about you? How you feeling about Kevin?
Like I said, if he performs, then we could keep him. Like I go back and
He
forth.
ain't gonna get a chance
because he got the talent. He has the talent. I just feel like he's waiting for it to happen for him instead of going out and getting it himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I agree. I mean, he's had the opportunity. Yeah, I mean, let's not sit here and act like he hasn't had the opportunity.
For sure.
If there's one thing Kevin Knox has had on this team since 2018 is opportunity. I mean, let's. I'm not gonna. I don't want to blame it on this, but the Marcus Morris experiment could have halted his growth because I think that was at a crucial time where he was actually making a step to being good. But
yeah.
Nah.
And what was he drafted?
He was drafted 8th. Was it 8th?
Right?
9th.
Frank was.
Oh,
Frank
sorry.
was.
Knox.
Which one? Yeah. Which one was 7th?
Kevin Knox was 9th.
Kevin Knox was 9th. Okay, so
was
that
he
means
the
Frank
same
was
year
8th.
or was he the next year? Because he was 9th, but I remember Frank was
8th the year before, and Knox was 9th the year after.
Knox was 9th.
See, and this is where I needed Slizzy because he was talking the same thing about RJ on Eru's show about how we drafted him high, so he must be a Hall of Famer eventually, right?
I shut that down.
But
This is what I said. I said that to you.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you're drafted; it's how you perform.
Right.
So, like, we have
guys.
Frank who was drafted high. We have Knox who was drafted high. So, like, what about them? Is it just our RJ? Are you just a fan of RJ? Like, of course he's not here.
I'm looking forward to see how RJ performs this year. How Mitchell Robinson shows up. He on Twitter talking about how he bulked up. I want to see how that translates.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see how that translates. I want to see how, but even Kevin Knox, if he gets any minutes, he's going to be the third string. He's not going to be. He's not going to get. I don't know how they're going to extend him. Why would they do that?
The thing about the guys we all talked about, they're all self-made people. Like even Mitchell Robinson, though all things happen, he didn't get he didn't play high school. I mean, like college ball. So I mean, like this is everything that he's done up to this point is all self-made, regardless if he don't have a hook shot or nothing like that. You got to give the guys respect for that way. A guy like Kevin Knox, he's like a spoiled kid. So listen, I went to Kentucky, I got drafted. You guys got to give me playing time. Like, no, son, you have to freaking prove it. There's mad people here. There's 14 other guys on this roster. And then you want to add other guys that we might make trades for. Yo, you have to beat all those guys if you want to get playing time. That's what it is. Like Mr. Aiden. Aiden's the youngest guy here. You know, he's are you 18 yet, man? What day is today?
2 hours, my friend.
Yo, man, my man Aiden's
Wait, your birthday's
18.
tomorrow?
Yeah, the 24th.
Wow, my
So,
man.
anyway,
and it's crazy because speaking of, you are sharing the birthday with my good friend Jelani Sinclair, who is also in the chat. So we'll be celebrating
Oh,
your
what's
birthday
up?
with Jelani.
That's what's
later
up.
on. So, yes,
Small,
sir.
small
But
world.
yeah,
But
go
you
ahead.
know,
What were you gonna say?
well, I don't want to get too long winded, but it's like yo, Aiden from the things that he does up until this point at 18 years old, he can hang with us in the next conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not to mention the guy got all this other stuff going on with theater and stuff like that. It's a self-made guy. Who gets him to that point? It's not necessarily parenting. You know, parenting can only take you but so far, but you have to take yourself to the place
Right.
where you want to go. You know,
Right.
you cannot sit there and be like, yo, this guy, the coach didn't do this for me, or this guy didn't do this for me, or this guy didn't do this for me. Guess what? You know, don't be mad. UPS is hiring. You know, Biggie said that years ago.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Ain't nothing wrong with UPS.
It's true.
I mean, especially if you Kevin Knox, at least you be getting some playing time or
He
overtime.
about to go
But,
see if he don't get it together. He's gonna be in China.
Aiden, how about you? How you feeling about Kevin Knox there?
Yeah, I just don't see it progressing really. I mean, he's just not going to get the opportunities.
Right.
Really, he's not going to
Team
get
is
any
just-
minutes.
The team got way better. The team
Yeah.
is just way
Yeah.
better.
Like, look, I mean, the Knicks posted like a 3-minute highlight video of him from this year, and it was good. He was I mean, who is diving for basketballs like Dennis Rodman when he's getting 2 minutes per game, right? He was doing that this year, and Tibbs really only gave him like 2 minutes. So,
Yeah.
it just that shows me that he's gonna do well being in another system. He has to. Like, you send him to a place like Cleveland or somebody that needs a wing, I guess, and he'll do something. It's I had the same thing with Ignas Brazdeikis. I was on that train for God knows how long, and look at him. He's on Orlando and he's doing well. So same thing will happen at Knox.
He's in Orlando.
He's in
Uh,
Orlando.
Iggy's in Orlando.
I
Yeah.
thought he was in
doing
the G
okay.
League.
He's doing okay. I'm happy for him. In the chat, what would they?
He didn't get
talk
opportunity,
about?
though.
I catch. Huh?
Ignis or Knox?
Ignis.
Ignis.
He
get the
didn't or did?
Yeah,
Sorry.
he didn't because,
He didn't.
and I said this at that time. I said Knox better get his act together because Iggy is right behind him.
He was the leading scorer in Westchester.
He was killing it in Westchester. And
Knox
I really
had-
think I would give Iggy that chance more than Knox
You,
because
you were saying
Iggy
that. You were
you know what I'm
saying that when Iggy was here, but the thing about Knox was getting like 30 minutes a game his first season.
and he was doing okay as a rookie.
And he was doing, he was a
slowed
rookie. But
down
then his
back.
Fizz
second
there
year,
was force feeding him though.
Yeah, he did. He
his
just-
second year, I would love because Knox has the tools. He has the tools.
That
to
team
be
was also bad.
he has the tools to be the small forward, the starting
Right.
small forward. But he doesn't have the motor. He doesn't have like that killer. That boy is too nice. And too, I don't
It's
know,
all in
man.
here. He has
Yeah.
I've seen him do some very, very impressive things on the basketball floor on all three levels, even defensively. It's just he never connects it.
He just looks
play
lost.
Play after play after play.
Yeah, he don't look like he's connected with the game. He looks like he
Yeah.
just gets lost and he just
Yeah.
out there.
He's literally the product of someone who goes to the gym and just practices on moves.
Yeah.
He doesn't there's no mindset there. You know what I'm saying? There's no, all right, I'm gonna go play against. I'm gonna go play in this pro league. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see Knox do that. If you play in a pro league, that'll get you to that, that aggressive mindset because there's a lot of these dudes that don't get a chance to play in the NBA and they're gonna go at you. And this is that's the challenge that he needs. You know what I'm saying? That's what he should have been doing instead of just being in the gym by yourself. You think it's about the shot? No, bro, it's mentality.
I'm gonna tell you right now why Knox is not gonna get it. Because McBride and Grimes, they both more serious than this kid.
Yo,
Mhm.
yeah.
They don't have the size, they're not as long. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna get more minutes than this kid gets. I think he's finished. I think at the end of the day.
Aiden mentioned Cleveland, man. Cleveland, they have Isaac Okoro over there. He ain't beating Isaac Okoro for no minutes. I know that. Also, Seti Osman, those guys are gonna play over Knox.
Right.
So I mean, he's between a rock and a hard place, man. If he wants to play, he's really gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like I was saying, I want to hit the chat real quick because we got some people in. If you are in the chat,
busy on the chat.
Yeah, hit that like if you're in here, please hit that like. Pay us with a. Oh, stay, you good?
He just fell out the sky
That
and
dude
shit.
should sign me and I'll dive
Word,
too.
son.
And that camera you was looking for.
Scared the living shit out of me, man. Gotta turn my headphones
but
down.
yeah, man. Who was talking about in the chat here? Ooh, I hear myself. Okay, it's gone. Here we go. What he say? When we gonna do it? Oh, there we go. That's what I was trying to meet up. When we gonna do a meetup in Charlotte? My man Izzy, what's going on, Izzy? My man in the chat. Me and Izzy go back to like grade school, bro. No, I've known Izzy. He's like the big bro to my other bro, Josh. So that's why I don't go by Josh. There's no point.
I agree, Jelani, that sending Knox to a team where they need him. But we got to get something back in return. They
But,
might try to package
We're not
him.
going to get that much. Not going to get that.
Not unless they package him.
Yep.
Right. What else was he saying in there? I bet you, of course, Biss. I bet you trade Knox, he win a ring.
He might whiny a ring in 3 years.
He might whiny ring in 3 years. He might win a ring in 3 years on somebody's
on the
bench.
bench.
Yeah, like on somebody's
They
bench.
ain't gonna. Yeah, he ain't gonna win the ring because he's there.
Right, exactly.
Yo, can I throw a trade at you guys?
Yeah.
Well, we already mentioned. I think Dre mentioned him already. Karl Anthony Towns. So I don't know about the trade deadline. Trade deadline is a possibility, but I mean, like, if you want to talk about signing trades and stuff like that, if we don't sign Mitch Robinson to a deal this year, I'm talking about the offseason, like we could sign and trade him, maybe a couple other guys in a piece. Though we got 1 million draft picks. Throw all those draft picks to Minnesota with Mitchell Robinson and Knox and whoever else we can put over there and bring Cat over here. I think that's like a given right there. What do you guys think about that?
You
Say
said
that
who?
again. I'm sorry,
Trade
Brady, say that
who?
one
Trade
more
who
time.
over there? Mitch?
Well, you have to match salary, man. So I mean, like, it's Mitchell Robinson. I guess you overpay him a little bit just to get the money up, and then Knox is gonna go over there, so that's gonna get you to like just about 20 million. I'm not sure what Cat
They
makes
don't
right
want
now,
that.
but you could throw Nerlens over there. You could throw Burks over there. Because these guys make that money. You know what I'm saying? So you pack
You
all that
told
stuff
everybody,
together,
who you
throw
want?
all these draft picks in
You
there,
want
and then throw it to
Burks?
Minnesota and see if we
Burks.
can get Cat.
Burks, they want you. You like throw Burks in there, throw Mitchell in there.
What do y'all think about that?
I'm gonna be
I mean,
honest.
I mean,
That
Go
ain't
ahead,
gonna
Aiden. Go ahead, Aiden.
you bring Cat here, and you still have Randall and those guys. I mean, Randall and Cat literally tampered about each other like a week ago.
They were doodling with each other.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I mean, my thing is, you guys know me. I'm not huge on trades because, especially trades where you have to send over 3-4 guys just to match contracts.
I know, but
well,
what
you
Aiden
know-
said just now, we got those 4 guys, so we're not trading our best players. We're basically trading the scraps
Right.
plus Mitchell Robinson for Cat. So
You
now
look-
you got 5 guys that you can't guard.
You look at what the Lakers did for Westbrook.
You said it though, Eru. You said scraps.
Look at what the Lakers did for
That's
Westbrook.
why the trade is not going to happen because they're not going to
No.
take scraps just to match salary.
Well, we're going to be able to drop a lot of draft picks on it, so we can do anything that we can do to make it work. I mean, they would have to want it though.
It's not gonna happen.
I would say something. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. To get Cat, they would probably have to, however the salaries match.
It's not gonna happen.
And this is past the 90-day. I think it's 90 days past the signing.
Yeah.
With salaries that actually match and guys that they would actually take, it would actually have to be something like a Mitchell Robinson, not just because of the contract, not because of the player. Evan Fournier and Burks or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because just they're gonna need some good players to go back over there. Now, if you're
I
sending,
think they're gonna
if you're
do it.
sending
Evan
Mitch,
Fournier, what they
Mitch
did
and
with.
Fournier and Burks, I think they do that.
I think they're gonna use Fournier the way they used what's my man name with the twin brother that we got that one season.
Marcus
Morris. I think they're gonna do with him what they did with Marcus Morris. They're gonna get some value. He gonna play, and then I'll probably make a move because the other thing about the NBA is that depending on how the season goes, some teams they're supposed to be really good teams and then they hobble. Things don't work out. Like if you look at the Lakers or something like that, just like last year with the Wizards, they were like the bottom. You put Russell Westbrook over there with Bill, they were supposed to be ill. They didn't, that didn't work out. So end of the season, they blew things up.
Well, that's stranger things that happen. Say like, well, Westbrook made it to the Lakers. How did he even get over there? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like these teams, they take deals whatever based on whatever's happening. If they don't think that they can get like more for Kevin Knox, not Kevin Knox, Karl Anthony Towns, or if they just want to do Cat solid because he's been there all this time, stranger things have happened in this league.
Yeah,
My
you
boy
got to see
Mike
how
in the chat, he said would John Wall be a good pickup for the Knicks? He said,
he's
yeah.
so
John
injury
Wall would be
prone.
dope. Then we got to get rid of RJ Barrett. We can't have both of them.
I mean, look, but this
He
is
makes a lot, man.
you said Wall and Barrett. Nah, Wall's a point guard.
Didn't they have him playing the two?
Nah, he's a point guard. He's always been a point guard.
Pass on that.
He's a point guard. But I'm passing because one of the injuries, and two, we've seen it in the league before. Talent doesn't always mean that it's going to work. Like you've seen the Gilbert Arenases of the world, stuff like that, and that kind of reminds me of the situation with John Wall because you gotta fit with the team, and I feel like I'm not sure, especially with how much John Wall's getting paid. I mean, if we can sneak him in there for Kemba Walker deal, you know what I'm saying, and maybe, but even at that, he's so injury prone. You can't. He's he's just as he's just as dependable as Derrick Rose, and he's going to cost way more. So I don't think I'd do it for that reason. Anything?
Y'all still trying to get Karl Anthony Towns to New York, man. Y'all gotta stop, man. Julius Randle makes $27 million. Karl Anthony Towns is gonna make $30 million. So you want $60 million between two dudes who can't defend the rim? I don't know about that, bro.
Yeah, putting that much money in between two front court guys, it's really scary. I mean, in that situation, you're banking on RJ becoming a superstar.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
We're not doing it. Not doing it today. Because as everybody knows, I'm a huge RJ fan, and I actually believe he will be there. But our stance is a little bit different on why. So,
well, I was getting killed on my podcast about talking about Mitch Robinson because people just right off the rip think that he deserves 20 million a year.
no,
You know, so I mean, to give him 20 million a year, I think that handcuffs us because he doesn't create his own shot, and now we're gonna be stuck for like the next 2 years or so. We can't do anything, and then you're talking about getting him 4 years, so that 4 years screws you again because now you're gonna have to look to trade away some of these other guys just to get better. Because I mean, you max us out. You basically max us out, and then you say that Mitch Robinson is your guy.
Yeah, I agree with
you. Yeah. Quick states. We're gonna have to figure something out, but you're gonna figure something out, bro. But
No, my fault. But today, the hospital Wi-Fi.
Hey, speak. Every time you come back, you like in a different spot.
yo,
Yeah, like
that's my Jelani earlier in the chat said, did he just teleport?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Look like he teleporting all over the hospital.
Teleporting
That's
again.
Kang. That's Kang the Conqueror right there.
Real quick
ahead,
before
Kat.
we get up out of here, last topic. The New York Knicks are it says reacting to a proposed Andrew Wiggins New York trade. I think this was there was a lot of smoke. It was a lot of smoke. No fire there. It was just I don't.
How do you feel about it though?
How do I feel about it? It depends on what the trade is. What exactly did they say the trade was? Go ahead, Joe.
Can I tell you? They said it would be like Knox and Fournier.
No, man.
And so the only thing I like about, because I think Wiggins is really a small forward there. At least
Nope.
we'd have a small forward, but I don't like it.
Not
I don't want Wiggins.
And here's why. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is the take that I don't.
He's another motor player, lack of motor.
No, not even that. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is a take. It might not be a popular opinion, but I don't really care. I believe that Evan Fournier is gonna have a bigger impact on this team than Kemba Walker will.
I think so too.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's bigger. He's gonna have a big impact.
They're both having big impacts.
More consistent and efficient impact is what I'll say. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Kemba Walker is going to be Kemba Walker, but when you talk about injury and how often they're going to be on the floor, rhythm
see Kemba out there though, man.
Rhythm comes into play. Yeah, I mean, but this is exactly why I'm excited about our point guard situation, because you make it so that you don't have to play Kemba 30 plus minutes. You know what I'm saying? You'll love looking at it. It'll look nice. He's out there scoring, just like Russell Westbrook in Washington looked amazing, scoring all them points and doing triple doubles. And where did they really go? Did they even make the play? They made the play in, and then they they didn't make the playoffs, right? Or something like that.
I mean, but who said it earlier? Matchups. And I
Right.
think that's what it comes down to. Like, I feel like we have enough players who can handle their position that all you do is worry about matchups, and then we can win games just off of that alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have a bench that could go against a lot of these guys. If you get the other team tired, if somebody's out some kind of protocol, I feel like you could take advantage of all those situations.
And these rookies are hungry.
Right.
Yeah, that's important. The COVID protocols, right?
Yeah,
the COVID protocols. We can go 15 deep with that.
They got the Delta variant. They got this variant. They got all kinds of stuff going. Yo, they got variants all over the place.
The American Airlines variant.
It's like a Loki episode.
Yeah.
Like an episode of Loki.
It's crazy. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see. And I just think that one of the things I've always liked in basketball, I never liked super team, right? So, like, that's why I always liked the Pistons when they won. I always liked before the Malice in the Palace, like, you know, the Pacers, how they had that gritty team. You know what I'm saying? Squads like that. Like, you know, you get these superstars, like, and I feel like the Knicks, I'm not saying like that team, that the championship squad, we don't know yet. But I do think we're going to be surprised with the guys. I think Evan Fournier, everybody's like, Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock's a bum.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, Reggie Bullock, he plays defense. It was like, okay, but Fournier is a way better and way more efficient scorer. He may not have to play the defense. And he's not a slouch on defense either. It's not like he's going to be letting cats just run past him. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like, again, it's about matchups and how the nights turn out. You know what I'm saying? You might have McBride in there covering some guys or switching off. You see these teams, they switch. Huh?
Hopefully, McBride gets the minutes.
Yeah,
they will.
Yep.
Just because of their defense, they're gonna get done, and they could shoot.
I put money on it.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if he got to swap whoever, he don't care if the game goes well. We got a starting five. He puts in the second unit. Not that it always works out like that. You swap all five guys, but if you swap the guys in there and you get like the second unit, and there's other teams are like all these super teams. They're all front heavy. They're gonna have all their guys on the start. Then they got like the role players coming in, and they're gonna have to get a lot.
I like that you mentioned Detroit, right? With Isaiah Thomas and all that. They actually had a super team too, but you know, to an extent, because you're talking about Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, one of the best backcourts in the league. Then they had Bill Laimbeer.
Like more recent, but back
no, I'm saying just to throw it out there. Laimbeer. They had Dennis Rodman. They had James Edwards, who used to be like a decent scorer. Marco Aguirre used to be one of the lead leaguers in scoring every year when he was with Dallas and stuff. And they had Vinny Johnson coming off the bench. All these different players. So I mean, like, you need talent to win. So you can't be like, nah, we can't have this guy, we can't have this guy. Oh, we got too much of this, too much of that. But collectively putting them all together, that's what is going to give us that championship.
Hard. If you look at it, just think about you're coming into the Garden, or the Knicks are coming to you to play you, and you got Kemba starting, and then you got D Rose off the bench. Like, you got your hands full.
Yeah, that's like Vinny Johnson, Joe Dumars, and Isaiah Thomas right there. Right. Like, how you stopping that?
Right. You got your hands full. And now, they might have an off night, but these dudes, they're going to be running. You got to chase these dudes around. Your bench, your second guy got to chase D Rose around. Then you got to deal with Quickly, who I think is going to be better this year. I think, it's going to be more of the same with him.
Yo, that's the X factor. Where does Quickly fit in that equation?
Quickly,
you know what I'm saying?
He's going to be he's starting two. And so him and Rose, and the way Obi looked in the summer, and you can't lend too much credence to it. But Meta was definitely Queensbridge. I sat next to him on the train once, and I was looking at, I was like, this dude feet is huge. Like, he was a monster.
Pause that, Dre.
Huh? What'd you say? Pause that?
His feet. Well, that's a fact, so you can't, unless you got a dirty mind.
I know you're not talking.
It ain't dirty.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me just mind my business.
Was that a fact? Bullock was getting Benny Hannas?
Yo, bro, he was getting chewed apart. Listen. All right. Before we get out of here, because I'm saying we got to go. But I'm gonna really talk about it because this pisses me off. When you are on the floor, 30 minutes.
Team is the Lakers.
The super team is the Brooklyn Nets when healthy.
And the Brooklyn Nets.
But when you're on the floor for 30 minutes during a playoff game for defense, and you're not stopping the person that you're out there to stop.
They had no other options.
Who is Trae Young, which is cool.
Who's out there for him? Who's out there for Trae Young?
They did have Frank
Reggie
Ntilikina out
Bullock.
there.
Reggie Bullock.
Oh,
Reggie Bullock.
stop it.
Reggie Bullock.
I can't get the movie out of my head. At the end.
No. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. You're right. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Just for argument's sake, Cap, nobody's stopping Trae Young.
This is exactly my point.
Yeah.
It does not matter who you put on the floor with Trae Young. He's chopping every single one of them.
Chopping you down. You be like this.
Every
Reggie, go in there and get chopped up for me.
So at this point,
Reggie, go get chopped
do?
up.
At this point, what do? You put the scorers out there. It doesn't matter who you put on them.
You got
They're gonna get chopped up. So this is my point. You put Reggie Bullock out there for defense. He's out there for 30 minutes for defense, getting chopped up. Here's why I get pissed off. You leave the game with 0 freaking points, bro.
That happened once. That was once.
But listen,
One time.
This is my point. It's not his fault.
That can't
This is
happen,
my
though,
point.
Hayden. That can't
No,
happen.
I'm not saying it can.
I'm not blaming him. This is my point. You don't have someone out there for defense for 30 minutes getting chopped who's
And
not
then
getting
they're not contributing on the offensive side of the ball.
and you have to adjust at the at least 20-minute mark where you're like, you know what, we're not stopping them. Put someone out there who can put the ball in the basket. Now,
They didn't have anybody though. I think that's what Aiden is saying.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Right. On that case, but that's not why he was out there though. That's not. I put Quickly out there. Quickly played like 10 minutes to play.
Quickly got cooked. Couldn't do anything.
But look, everyone was getting cooked. This is my point. Just put someone who can put the ball in the basket out there. Someone who can put the ball on the floor.
Now this year, different story.
Completely different story. So now, just on that point, real quick.
Kemba sure shit ain't stopping fucking.
Let's just look at this graphic. My bad, Dre.
Oh shit! Look at the graphic.
But
Damn.
this is crazy. So
I gotta get my glasses.
Hold on. Let me see.
Wait, I gotta get my glasses too. Man.
you look at the bottom. The bottom is last year in our lineup. Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel. You look at the percentages of getting to the rim. Reggie Bullock getting to the rim
look at that. Look at finishing.
2.3. Getting to the rim.
Oh my god!
Getting
Finishing. Look at the
to
finishing.
the rim.
Finishing.
Much more. You are in the NBA, and you can't. Literally, it's telling you he can't get to the rim. Dallas have him 1.1 when you get to the rim. Playmaking? No. What is that? Playmaking. My bad.
Well, here's something for Dallas. We already said I take Reggie Bullock off the bench.
But this is my problem, bro. This is just in comparison's sake. Playmaking and a starter was 1.1%.
Yeah, no way he should be there.
That is like all-time low type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Even Elfrid had better freaking percentages than him.
Right. Yeah. And Elfrid was terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not look at those percentages: 63% to 15, 83% to
Reggie
1.
Bullock
percent finishing at the rim.
Crazy.
I mean, he would have to be retarded or something, like, you know, a handicap.
No, I told you when I was complaining about him, he's scared. I said that every night. Remember when he travels in the playoffs?
Yeah, he don't know what to do.
He doesn't know what to do.
He's scared.
On top of that, he was popping junk too. He was chirping. He was talking to the refs and talking to the. How you could talk if you got 1%, say 15, 2%? What the?
The only thing you add is spacing. Offensively, of course. We're not talking defensively. Offensively,
Reggie Bullock was a bum, bro.
So
and Elfrid was like the worst players ever.
In comparson,
yo, and move this shit off my face so I can see what you're talking.
Hold on. No, hold on. I'm not done. My bad. My bad. Just for comparison's sake, because I'm not done with the graphic. My bad, Dre. But Evan Fournier at the top. Let's look at the top. Getting to the rim, automatic increase by 67%, 69.1% getting to the rim in Evan Fournier. Now finishing is 20.5. We don't expect him to do it. You know what I'm saying? At that level. But that's not, Reggie Bullock finished at 15%. You know what I mean? It's not great, but at least he can get to the rim. Playmaking.
He can still dish it if he's getting to the rim.
Right, which is what he does well. He's a very, very high IQ basketball player. He's not a gunner. He always, if not, the next to the best play, he always makes the best plays. If not the best play, it's always the next to the best play. There's not going to be a lot of plays you're going to see Evan Fournier make where you're going to be like, damn, that was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like besides for if he misses a shot, but he's a shooter. That's kind of what you want him to do. So playmaking 71.1%. He's literally 70% better as a playmaker than Reggie Bullock. 70% better, and this is our starting line.
That's a big number.
See, huge number. Now you look at let's go just a little bit more in depth. My bad, Dre. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. Elfrid Payton spacing was 42.3%, was an issue which is an issue. Now you look at the finishing at the rim for Kemba Walker, 26.5%. Now this is counting last year in a different team, so you know what I mean. It'll be different on this team, but finishing at the rim at 26.5% is not nice. It doesn't look good. But like I said, we're counting when he was injured and during that time. You got.
Oh yeah. Hold that up for me, man. Make sure they see me, man.
Andre Jalil looking real cool back in the day.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Had the sweater. That was in the winter.
That was in the winter. But so yeah, the playmaking. Kemba Walker 85%, Elfrid 83.5%. We saw Elfrid can get to the rim. It's weird that he says he's a 63.5% finisher, and that looks like that's not as bad when you talk about Reggie Bullock. But you also talk about how often he can get to the rim and how easy it is. 99.2. I always said Elfrid can get to the rim whenever the hell he wants. He just doesn't finish. So if you're getting to the rim at 99.2% and you're finishing at 63.5, that's terrible. It might look good in this graphic when you're comparing it to the other guys, but look at he's getting to the rim. Come on, that's bad. And Kemba's not much better, but the fact that it's 10% lower and getting to the rim kind of takes the damage off of it. But either way, 26.5% is not enough you're going to see. Regardless, it's a better lineup, talent percentile. It's just the difference, just to start off, the difference on how the argument between not Elfrid Payton. Sorry, thank God we don't have to say that anymore. But the argument between Reggie Bullock and Evan Fournier. And it's a clear
also
argument.
the argument with Tibbs too, because they State, he was arguing that Tibbs got exposed, which he did, but at the same time, look at those stats you just said, man. That's the reason why that we had no variety in the offense, because a guy like Reggie Bullock,
right?
We couldn't do anything.
Yo, Jelani, that was my main thing. He couldn't make a layup. Elfrid Payton couldn't make a layup, and both of those guys is gone.
It's like that's Special Olympics stuff, man. People in Special Olympics can make layups.
That travel he had in the playoffs, nobody on this planet was angrier than me. He said, "Do," and I was like, "Yo, all you had to do was throw the alley-oop." Oh my God, he was the worst.
Yeah, if I could add something to that too, man, we can't really guard, Trae Young, right? But on defense, he just standing next to Reggie Bullock because Reggie Bullock can't do nothing. So now Trae Young ain't spending no energy. He ain't spending no energy on defense. So this year, that ain't happening. On defense, he's gonna have to work on no matter who the hell is out there guarding him. Anybody.
I want to see McBride on Trae Young. I want to see that.
Ooh, I would see.
Yo, man. Listen. Trae Young got the static in his hair, the hairspray to keep his hair like that. He's gonna have like baby hair coming down his face. Yeah, he's gonna be sweating next year when he play the Knicks, man. He ain't gonna be no time off when they play us.
Right, it's gonna be different. I mean, like I said, people talk about like we're not gonna be playing a lot of defense. We're going to be, first of all, this is a Tom Thibodeau coach team. We're going to play great defense. A lot of the reason why we weren't an amazingly defensive team. We didn't lose Kawhi Leonard on the defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We didn't lose a ton of defense. First of all, the people that kept us in defensively was Nerlens Noel. Really, if you really talk about it, Reggie Bullock did do well on the some of the wings, opposing wings and guards if they were big guards. But it was really Nerlens, the fact that you can just funnel everybody into Nerlens and get a block. You know what I'm saying? Every single time. And now you add Nerlens in there, and you still have Mitchell Robinson, hopefully, if he's healthy. So you can still be a very good defensive team just off rotation. Just looking at how Tom Thibodeau coached this team from the year before they weren't. What were they? I think we were 15th, or 16th, or 17th in the league in defense. So you know what I mean, to go to the best team and top two in the league,
crazy
defense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really worried about a defense, especially because Fournier is not a terrible defender. He's just an average defender.
Right, he's averages. It ain't like a lot of times Reggie Bullock. It wasn't like he was stopping stars anyway. Who's
It's
stopping stars?
exactly right, and that's
I
the
mean, he
thing.
like
You
that.
had
He did
nobody
good
to stop.
on James Harden. He did like a couple times.
Yeah,
He did some
But
things.
at the end of the day, we
But
still lost.
nobody's stopping James Harden really.
But we still lost the game. You know what I'm saying? Like we need somebody to hit a bucket. You know what I mean? This is what we
Yeah,
need.
that's
You know what I
the
mean?
big deal, and that's why I'm
So
like, I'll take a loss on the defense so these guys can score, and that's why with him saying that who's the number one, like Kemba's that guy, like Kemba,
mhm.
he takes a lot of pressure off of Julius Randle. Now Julius has more room to operate.
Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying? He don't got to bring the ball up. I can't stand Julius Randle be bringing the ball up.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. You know, he played the most minutes in the NBA, and I think this year the difference is, even if he does play a lot of minutes, he won't be in charge of running the offense, which I think that also added a lot to what he had to deal with last year. And I don't want him to have to deal with that again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, cool. Play 36, 37 minutes a game. But if the ball isn't going to be in your hands and you're making the decisions all of the time, I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with Kemba coming in and making moves. And we don't know what RJ is going to be. We don't know what he turns out to be. Let's, for draft's sake, from where we drafted him, let's hope he makes one of those leaps into, being a star player at least. You know what I mean? One of those star players that just don't make the all-star team kind of thing. At least he has to be that. You know what I'm saying? Not he has to be, but in order for him to be the improvement and be the guy to take the ball out of Julius Randle's hands more, he has to be someone who takes a serious step this year, which I think he can do.
It's exciting, man. It's
You know what I'm
exciting.
saying?
Super exciting.
Final thoughts, anybody?
Let's get the season started. Let's
That's what I'm saying.
go.
I can't wait for the season to start. That's about it, man.
Yeah.
October's around the corner.
I can't
Well,
wait.
Just a couple weeks.
when's the
Just a couple weeks. We're
preseason?
gonna be in trade. We're gonna be in training camp in a few weeks.
Crazy.
In a few weeks, man. Yeah, it's, what is it? October? No, September 20.
September. Yeah.
September 19th. No, September 28th and October 19th. The season starts.
Say, look, I think that the pick and roll is going to look a lot different with Kemba and Mitchell Robinson. I just think that's going to be more exciting because now you actually respect the point guard with the Rock.
You respect the pick
now.
and roll. That was
Right.
something that we didn't get to do a lot last year because we didn't have a
That's what I'm
guard that was
saying.
efficient in the pick and roll. And that's
Right.
what you at this point, even if it's not in Tibbs' handbook, when the play breaks
You
down,
got to put that in there.
Kemba, no, it's not.
They gotta
They're not
have a
going to put
lead on the
anything.
side.
They're not going to put anything. He's the lead point guard. He's going to say, "Move out the way." You come on.
Right.
Every
who's
single
doubling?
That's
time.
what I'm saying.
You
They're going to
can't
work
double
that
off
out
of
on the
Fournier.
side. Hey, look, when I call you over this way, this is what I
Mhm.
want. We're going to do this.
Right. Run the play, and if the play breaks down, all right, hey, clear it out. Run that pick and roll with Mitch.
Yo, I
Every time
dare
you got it,
teams.
you got it.
I dare teams double team us, man. You double
I
team Kemba,
dare.
Kemba giving it to Fournier. Fournier wide open. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
And
but,
then if you,
but we still got Julius. It's a wrap.
that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
we got so many options. And then
RJ shot
Mitchell
40.
Robinson is
Even
gonna be
Julius.
rolling.
We got Derrick Rose still, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
We still
dare
got
you
Derrick
double team
Rose.
us, bro.
We got to see how everything plays out, though.
Yeah, I want
man.
to see Kemba
Yeah,
Walker
man.
say that. I want to see Kemba say, "I dare one of y'all to double team me. I dare you. You go to work." I'm excited. I can't wait to see the Knicks play this season.
Wow.
It's gonna be.
I just want to see
It's going to be
Green. I want
more
to see Mike
exciting.
Green.
Basketball. Yeah,
Yo, man,
it's
when that ball swing, my brain be like,
Word.
Fournier for three, bang! You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
I'm
know,
about that.
hey,
Dang,
bro.
I can't wait to hear it, man. I can't wait because you know what I'm saying that's what I look forward to. This year was very, very exciting, but it wasn't the New York box office kind of exciting that we're used to seeing when we talk about basketball. Like it was exciting because they were playing well. Like, oh wow, they're doing great. But now you kind of expect to have that same kind of energy, that same kind of emotion going on. But then now you can add the flash of Kemba Walker having it and throwing the alley oops, and it's going to be very, very exciting, man. I'm hyped, and I'm sticking by my.
We got a chance to be 3-0 start of the season, man. Boston and
work
Orlando
on that.
twice. Boston and Orlando twice, so it's gonna be a very good start.
We have a chance.
Oh yeah, then Orlando twice. Yeah.
We have a chance to actually, and I'm gonna be honest. I said it before that I didn't think that we could be in top 6. I think that we can still be in the top 4. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just my opinion. I think I think with the games that we have and the beginning of the season this year was a lot easier than last year. I think it was a very, very, very rough start for us, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We have 29 televised games.
Crazy.
29.
It's gonna be a lot of stuff
Did
to
you know
talk
how
about
many
there, man.
games did we have televised last year? You remember?
It was
Like every playoff game.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah,
before
that was the
before
only.
that, they
But
took away a
it's
lot of our
two,
TV games.
two
Yeah.
games. We had two televised games last year. We
Yeah,
went from 2 to 29, just like that. People want to see us play, man, and I think it's going to be very exciting, and shout out to the chat. Everybody's in here, and bro, Kemba is going to ball out in New York for a fact, man. If you're in here, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live.
Yo, man, hit the like, man.
Hit the
Jeez, that's
like.
the last. That's the minimum thing you could do is hit the like, man.
Just pay us with a like.
Golly.
Just pay us with a like. That's all. That's all we want.
Yeah.
And I'll be releasing this once again in audio form. So apologies if you're listening along and you haven't been able to see a lot of what we was talking about. But I think you'll feel the energy with us in here. So Dre, Rick, Eru, Aiden, you guys got anything else to say? Oh, before we get out of here, State.
State.
I mean, change it up again. Change it up again.
Oh, yo, what up? I had to say now. First of all, I apologize. The Wi-Fi was just really bad today, and I guess only this one computer worked good. So,
okay.
So you got the closing thoughts there.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
I loved everything what we talked about, but at the end of the day, I'm just hoping that Tom Thibodeau. I just hope he show up next season. That's all I want for him, just to show up. It was the way we got embarrassed in the playoffs, and I understand that we didn't have a lot of talent. I respect
that was all Tibbs' fault. I said that.
I understand that, but I blame Tibbs. When you're a 59% winning coach and you're one of the best regular season coaches of all time, you can't let a guy like Nate McMillan, who got punched out he literally has not been out the first round in the playoffs in like 8 years. You can't get out coached by that guy. So
yeah, but Reggie Bullock was 15% at the rim, so I mean that argument is done.
Yeah,
already,
you
right there.
missed that graphic too, bro. Oh,
yeah,
boy. You have to come back and watch that.
You're gonna have to DM him that one.
No, I was watching it.
You was watching? Yeah. Them numbers ain't good. Them numbers ain't good at all.
But that's also on Tibbs though. Tibbs got to help out, man. It's not just on the players. I don't
think they got a jersey in his size though.
Huh?
I don't think they got a jersey in Tibbs' size.
Violation.
The size of his brain.
First, the crazy thing is he probably wear like a triple X. Got that belly on him. But yeah, man. I expect to see more. He's gonna have more options. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you. With the guys that we have, we're gonna be in more positions to make better plays. We won't be able to blame it on coach so much. Scheme has to improve. Like I said, that was my only concern with Tibbs coming in, and it's still my concern. But I love Tibbs. Like I said before, on the last show, I haven't seen a good coach in New York since Woody, and the last one before that was Jeff Van Gundy. You know what I'm saying? So I know there's areas for Tibbs to improve, but improve them here, just like the rest of our guys have areas to improve and weaknesses. So we all along for the ride. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. State, you know what I'm saying? Aiden, Eru, Cuzzo, Rick the Ruler, Dre. You know how we do, man. As always.
You already know, man. You ain't even got word.
So last thing though, a little caveat, and I'm gonna get out of here. The Knicks summer league team. I believe he was top 5 in attempts and 3-pointers. I believe he was like top 5 in 3-point percentage. Just the summer league, just a small sample size. But usually the summer league runs a system that you're trying to replicate with the big club. Right. So if
they're gonna shoot a lot of threes this year,
I was begging them. This is all I want from the Knicks. Shoot at least 43s a game. There should be no reason why you're not shooting at least 43s a game. Honestly, you got Kemba, you got Rose.
In this NBA, yeah.
Yes, in this NBA. So hopefully, summer league was a measuring stick for what Tibbs and the management is gonna do, man. So I can't wait. I'm hyped, man. I'm ready, man. It's the first time we got a good point guard rotation since Aiden
I'm excited.
was in elementary school, man.
Mhm.
Since he's a twinkle in his father's eye.
Oh man. Oh man.
Word. That's you got a point there. It's been a while, Aiden.
Oh yeah. I remember going. I remember going to that Celtic series, man. Just
Oh my God.
too long.
And,
Too long.
and the countless series that your
Christ.
dad went to where you swimming around in there and they was
Oh man. Oh man.
But
I could only imagine.
Yo,
listen,
18 years ago, bro. Man, golly, man. That was the last time that we was actually like good. Your whole
2003?
freaking lifetime. That is amazing.
wow. Lucky you, Aiden. You missed a lot.
Aiden, I always say,
Right,
yo,
though. He here now to see it all change, though. So that's what's up.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you get to see the next resurgence.
Hope
Right.
so. Hope so. Hope so.
21 years. I only seen 4 winning seasons in my lifetime. That gotta change this decade, man. That gotta change.
Hey, you're gonna
I'm
keep
the oldest
adding
one
them
here,
up
man,
year
so-
after year. Year after year, right? All right, man. Well, shout out to the chat. Like I said, if you're still in here, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell. Once again, this is the Die Hard Knicks. The Die Hard Knicks podcast? Is this the Die Hard Knicks podcast?
Well,
This is the God of
What
Knicks
about
podcast.
Die Hard
Kinda.
Hawks?
Is
Die
this the
Hard
Knicks
Hawks?
community podcast?
Die Hard Hawks?
Die Hard Hawks. Hawks fan
No,
TV.
It's the Guard Up Hawks podcast,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yo,
we're not
if
gonna-
they
we're not
come out with
we're
a
not gonna do that.
Hawks, bro.
If they start a God Up Hawks, yo, that's my word, bro. If they start a God Up Hawks, bro,
Pull
you gonna
up.
see me out. Yo, that's my word. I'm straight. I'm gonna
Oh,
get you.
nah.
That's my
Oh,
word.
man.
They better not do that. They better not do that.
Oh god.
But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
man. Y'all have a good one, man. Thank y'all for joining us once again in the God of Knicks podcast. Till next time, y'all. Peace.